Well, good morning. Today is January 28th, 2022. On my way into the day job. I was not able to do any after hours work for the day job. Was not able to do any after hours work for the evening job. Rather, Johnny, Jim's brother-in-law, stopped by the office and wanted me to help him print up some CPR cards, and of course didn't have usernames, passwords. All he had was an email that said login was required in order to be able to see the receipt. So made numerous phone calls to different fire stations to try and find out the information. Somebody gave us a hint to Google a phrase in order to pull up a URL to be able to put in his information and get his card so that we could print it up. And so as a result, Johnny threw out some cash, which helped to minimize the loss of not being able to do night work. You see, the challenge is it's difficult to get motivated to go out for only 2 hours, 2 or 3 hours to do after hours secondary work when you're really not going to be making that much. Time is what's the most important. So I decided on the way home to take a shot and go stop by and see Fabio, and got an update from him. Supposedly today he is coming in first thing this morning, and he is going to take off some parts off of the old engine, alternator, and some other things, compressor, and load up the engine into the back of the truck and go swap it out with the brand new engine. And I think he has a couple to look at, and I guess one of the engines is only 500 away from the actual engine number that we currently have, so it will definitely be a good fit. He also has one that's a year newer that he's going to take a look at and make a decision as to which one he wants to use. So I guess the newer one has maybe 20,000 more miles on it. So we'll leave that up to him. He may call me and ask my opinion, or else he's got the freedom to just be able to make that decision on his own. And so hopefully we get a picture of an engine, today. Did manage to get most of the education section done inside of OneNote. I decided that I would open up a brand new document and throw all the contents from that section that was remaining into the OneNote so that I could just cut and paste into the appropriate subsections, and that seemed to work really well. Right now, the only two sections that are part of the education section are the routine and SimuTrade, and they have their own content, and so we're doing the same type of a thing there in order to be able to break that down into a couple of different subsections. So hopefully the education section will be done today. Now, granted, the routine and the SimuTrade are always going to be adjusted, but and that's probably the most important section, because that's the part that we're setting up our routine as to what are we checking, market trend, market posture, looking at the stocks, running some scans, looking at our portfolio, et cetera, and the SimuTrade is all the steps necessary to run a scan of a strategy, look at the charts, draw on the charts, simulate some trades, track the trades, and document and journal everything that we're doing. So that's obviously part of the heart of this whole program. So even though we're going to complete that section with the information that we currently have in there, that section is going to be added to and or going to be the foundation at the beginning of each one of these different strategies that we have as far as a routine for SimuTrading as to what the strategy actually entails. So it'll be nice to get that section done and move on to some of the other sections, inside of this once invested document. So, we are behind as far as secondary income, and I still am hopeful that we'll make somewhere between $800 and $1,100 into the brokerage account for this next week. Am having to transfer some money out of the brokerage account in order to pay our cellular bill, and also to make a payment towards Acorn, our weekly contribution for both Aaron and myself. And I think I did throw over a little extra, and that extra money is just going to get thrown, hopefully, into one of the savings accounts as an overflow to try and build those up. If we can throw money into those extra savings account, then hopefully that'll minimize the amount of money that I have to bring over from the brokerage account, because I'll just be able to tap into those funds. So today is a very chilly, windy day, and I'm really looking forward, once I get out of this car, to get into the office, just to get out of the elements. The other thing that I need to think about is transferring some money over to Brianna, for Christmas. I promised her sushi, and also for her birthday, so probably going to be sending over a Zelle as a contribution when and if she decides to use that for sushi. That's totally up to her. I don't care if she even uses it for sushi. She can apply it to whatever she wants. It's a gift. But her birthday is coming up here shortly, as well as Aaron's. So, did get a late night video chat hit Tracy's phone from Joey. I don't know why at 11:30 at night. More than likely it was a drunk chat, in my opinion. Hopefully there's nothing else that's going on that he needed to talk to her that late at night. But I know that Tracy has been trying to reach out to him to find out kind of an update as to what's going on in his life. And quite frankly, I don't care. It's more, hey, this happened, what's going on, and whether or not you want to share the truth or not is totally up to you. I'm not going to fester over it or wig out over it. I did get an update as far as Balance of Nature. I went out onto the website to find out some order tracking on that, and that looks like that should be showing up Monday or Tuesday. And then we'll be able to start the Balance of Nature to address our health as well as Aaron's health. So we're looking forward to that. And that is coming out of the brokerage account on a regular basis. Because, if we don't have our health, what good does it do to pursue this wealth? And so, making sure that we're eating properly when we're running hard and on the road, I think is a key step towards making sure that our health is the best that it possibly can be. So really looking forward to that. And Tracy's going to have to come up with some creative ways since she's home with Aaron all day long. Tracy did get a shot update, so she got her second COVID shot, and I think that she said that in June or July she needs to go get some type of a booster. She did say that she just feels really drained after getting the COVID shot. I think that's a combination possibly of the shot, as well as the fact that I think that right now she's on her cycle, and so that means bleeding, which means low iron, which means exhaustion. So that means she has to fight through this, but that also means that she's got a very short fuse during this period of time. So all right, well, that's my update for today. I'm almost to work. I'm going to end this. Today being Friday, that means that, Hopefully there'll be some secondary work or primary work after hours. We've already reached our financial goal for the primary job. Now it's just a matter of trying to work the secondary job as much as possible to sock away as much as possible into the brokerage account. I also, before I end this, I think that what I'm going to do is, because I've got this Excel spreadsheet to track our progress of the compounding effect, I'm going to look at that, and as long as we're on track, and if there's extra, instead of saying that we're 4 years ahead of schedule, I'm going to make sure that we have enough money to be on track with our investing and or maybe a certain amount of time, and then take the extra that's inside of the brokerage account and then try and throw that massively at a credit card. The first one being PNC. I think that's within reach to be able to knock that out. That means that those funds are there and they're available, and if we needed to, if there weren't enough funds inside of the brokerage account to make a payment towards Fabio and the Dodge Grand Caravan, we could always just throw it back onto the credit card and repeat the same process to pay it off again. And so I think that that's possibly a good approach. Why do it that way? Because instead of just banking up the money by taking that and paying off the credit cards when we have the ability to pay them off in full, that will free up, say, $60 inside of our personal budget, which would reduce the amount of times that we have to transfer money out of the brokerage account because there's not enough funds in the personal budget to pay for that. So one other note before ending this is that probably would need to make somewhere between $280 and $380 a day once Jim decides to shut down the business. Still have not gotten an update on that as to where he's at in that process. Don't even know if he's making any effort or progress to try and find a broker to sell the business. I've told him that I don't want to be sold with the business. I'm just like, hey, I'm done, and move on from there. I just really have no desire to work for somebody else just to be told, hey, I'm fired, or I need to, be let go. Even though I have a secondary, backup plan, just have no desire to be sold as part of the business. So, well, yep, I think that's it. Hopefully you guys stay warm today since it's kind of chilly and windy, and hopefully you have plans for the weekend. Hopefully part of those plans have to do with some type of personal development and education. I did watch a good Darren Daily this morning, and it just kind of talked about all the crap that happens in life, and that fills up a cup, and your cup is dirty, and you need to be pouring in clean content, information, in order to be able to dilute, all that negativity that is surrounding you and entering your life on a daily basis. So I thought that was a really good visual example, and so hopefully that's something that you're doing. Again, that comes down to the education, that we're talking about inside of the Once Invested document. So hopefully that's something that you've been able to figure out on your own, since you haven't been able to read or talk to me about the Once Invested document and the importance of personal development. But if you really want to change your life, then it all starts up here in your head, and then from up here in your head, then it takes your hands and your feet, and takes action in order to be able to make that into a reality. So, all right, hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great weekend. Kiss your kids if you've got them. Kiss your animals if you have those. And love you, and have a great day. Bye now.